It's rant time again. So today, this weekend, simple task is to replace a 50-year-old pulley curtain bay system with a new Quoya electric motor powered bay kit. Had to buy the 135-degree angles separately, no problem. Got everything ready, all the tools are ready. I've just taken the old curtains down and the rail, and we get to this. This is the wall bracket that they picture. This is the wall bracket they include. There's 5 of them. They're so bloody big and strong, I could probably screw that in and hang myself from it. Never mind the lightweight aluminium curtain rail. So there's 5 of those, which is, no issue. I don't mind putting those up. But then these are the screws. There's 5 packs of screws that go with these. Look at the holes in the bloody bracket. They just fall straight through. And if you could happen to line it up smack bang in the middle, which I'm not going to be able to do one-handed, hold on. If you could actually get it lined up in the middle of the hole, they're relying on about 0.5 millimetre each side of the screw to support the bracket. I mean, are you mental? What the hell? Okay, I appreciate it's a 150 quid system. It's not a life-changing amount, but why go to the expense of supplying such absolutely over-the-top brackets and then not supplying the right bloody screws for them? Look at the size of the holes in there. Absolute morons. So what do? Well, I could go and get some washers, I suppose, and but I'm going to go down to Screwfix and see if I can get some screws that are similar length but maybe a little bit more chunky. I'll have to pre-drill the wood. There's a hardwood rail that runs along the top of the bay, so I'll have to pre-drill everything, but that's not a problem. We're using that new platform that we showed a few days ago, but for God's sake, I thought I was done. I'm not going anywhere for the weekend. Now I've got to get changed and go to bloody Screwfix. I might as well follow my rant through with a video just showing the installation of this Quoya. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's a Q500 rail. Our old bay curtain rail was knackered. It's been up there probably 50 years. This is relatively straightforward. I had to get washers to go with these screws from Screwfix. The screws that are supplied are far too small. This bit screws to the bracket. I suspect I could have put them round the other way. Probably makes more sense that you release it by pushing back and then pulling down. Either way, it's working fine. So I started with the centre section that is made up of a few pieces. You'll probably find you're going to need to cut various bits down. I used a hacksaw and a mitre block just to get a nice accurate cut, and the more accurate the better, I think, for the smooth running of everything. And then with the 135-degree piece in there, I've just worked out exactly where that needs to go, so it's the correct distance away from this next bracket, which I've then fitted. The left piece and the right piece are single length pieces, and they're, in my case, far too long, so I was able to just measure from here all the way across to there, taking off a little bit for the motor installation piece, and cut that down. I actually used the piece that I'd cut off from this section to lengthen this one. I think I used that piece just to get the right angle here, and then at the end here I've just left a bit of a gap because you do need a little bit of movement here to do the belt tension, so there's a little bit of movement on that. yeah, other than that, it's pretty straightforward so far. I'm going back out now into the garden to cut the belt to the right size and take the curtain rail down and take it outside and get that assembled. Make sure it's all running smoothly, and yeah, cutting the belt to the right length, obviously crucial, and you do need that little bit of movement there to adjust the belt tension. So yeah, I'll take this down and we'll move outside. Right, back outside. I don't know how long we're going to get because that is looking pretty black up there. Might be abandoning this and dragging it all back inside at some point before we're done. Yeah, so just a quick look at how this works. We've got, when you buy these, you get another pack of fittings. So the fittings are different size to the originals. This is the original fitting and it doesn't go into the new bit, whereas the new bits obviously will fit into the slot that they're supposed to go into. So you get a new pack of those. The end is held in place. It's not a very tight fit, but when you've got everything done, you pop one of these in and just nip that up, and then that clamps onto the aluminium track and the plastic there. That's an example of one of the runners, and this is one of those. It is bent, hinged in the middle, so it can more easily go around. Just there, it just needs that little bit of bendability there. Can't be far off it, but it almost goes around if it was straight, but not quite. So they've had to redesign that, and yeah, off into the middle. Now these little fittings, the belt goes into these, and then there's a little clip that goes on top and secures it. You've got to feed it all the way through and out the other side. You've got to then put the clip on at the end, and then go right back to the other end and measure 19 teeth and cut the cable there. Anyway, but I'm not going to show all that because it's all in the pretty good installation videos. Just thought you might be interested in this, that was all. So yeah, we'll get on with that. I'm going to watch the video as we do this and hopefully make no cock-ups. Thought I'd just show this next critical stage. So after you have connected the little plastic bits to one end of the belt and run it through the channels with one of these, and make sure that it's not going down that center channel. Make sure the belts are going down their own little channels, as you can see there. Once that's in, you can pull it out the other end and remove the runner, but you've got to push that back so just the end is in line with the aluminium, and then go all the way down to the other end and count 20 teeth and cut. So 20 teeth and cut, and then you're going to repeat that on the other side. I've already run it through. Make sure the plastic is to the end, as you can see there, and then we're going to measure 20 teeth off the belt and cut. Again, pretty straightforward procedure. You're just putting these clips onto the end of each belt. In the instructions it tells you to put these and adjust the tension, put these in and adjust the tension and do them up before you've put these in. So yeah, obviously you get those in first. There are 12 per side, and I've got the motor side bolted down first, and that's all the way in because there is no adjustment. That is up against the wall for my installation. So I have made the adjustment here. So what I would suggest you do is just move it around. You can feel the minimum and maximum and just go halfway, just nip it up. What you're looking for is nice, smooth movement. I found to start with there was sticking here. Now I've adjusted it, the movement is about as smooth as it can be. So also their installation video, when the guy's finished, he's got one of these down here and the other one is pretty much up there. Now of course they should be exactly the same, just the mirror image, so that's right up towards the plastic, and of course so is that one. So quite how the hell he managed to get one down here and one up there, I've no idea. But yeah, that's pretty much that. You might need to adjust the tension again in situ. It's upside down at the moment and it's not being supported by those wall brackets, but I mean it really is pretty straightforward, so long as you get everything measured correctly and you make sure you cut 20 teeth along. They do actually promise to replace the belt if you've messed it up, which seems pretty damn decent of them. Only other thing that you could possibly do wrong here is, and I did it, when you are assembling these clips, I managed to get the outer bit with that single little tab on it, instead of going in down the middle, it went over the plastic and ended up on the outside, and it's a bit of a bugger to prise it all apart at that stage. But other than that, a little bit fiddly, bit of pressure required, and then that just clips in place and we are all good. Now I suspect this originally was some sort of gauge, so you cut the belt the right length, and I think what it did, if you look at it there, I think that went over the end of the aluminium. Let me grab a bit of track. So I think that went over the end like so, and then you just cut there. But I actually looked at that and it's not at the 20 teeth, it's something like 17 or 18. So I don't know what that was included for, but there we go. We're going to get that back up on the wall and we're going to get it plugged in. The motor is just a push in and twist. Whoops! It pushes in and then twist locks into place. There's a little release here if you should need to take it off. Cable is it must be 8 or 9 foot long, plenty long enough for most situations. So there we go, we're going to get that back up. Can't think of any other bits that might catch you out. You've got to put those in, obviously. Belt tension is critical because it can be either rough or nice and smooth just based on that. Yeah, okay, all done. We'll get it back up on the wall. Right, and we are done. So plug it in, and on the back of the remote with the batteries in, you'll see a little S1 button. On the back of, or the bottom of that, it's a little black button just to the right of the antenna, just centre screen. So you press that briefly, press the S1 button briefly, and then if you're lucky, we will close the curtains. What will happen is, with the curtains off, it will power up and both sides will come together with the motor still running, and it will obviously learn that position. It can feel the strain on the motors. It's a bit of a pain in the arse. These net curtains are going to stop this working. I just noticed that curtain's dragging a bit. I think the stitching's come undone, but whatever, you get the idea. So it will learn that position, and it will also learn the open position by coming all the way back, stalling the motor for a split second, and then stopping. And after that, it's learnt the positions. So yeah, simple as that. Just got to pair it up with Alexa. We've always had this net curtain problem, getting caught. But that's another story and not one I need to worry about. Getting that done was the main thing today. So yeah, all done. This will obviously pair with Alexa and all sorts of other things for voice commands. You can also find that the open and close functions are reversed, and if you read the manual you can swap that around quite easily. Anyway, just a quick look at that. I hope that was of some interest.